Well, hello, my students. This is Ms. Alea, and I'm covering this Chapter 21 assessment section of your book that's called McDougal's Little World History Patterns of Interaction. This is the student textbook 2009. And I'll read it in English and start with the left. This visual summary: absolute monarchs in Europe. Long-term causes. Number 1, decline of feudalism. Number 2, rise of cities and support of middle class. Number 3, growth of national kingdoms. Number 4, loss of church authority. In this section, it's called immediate causes: religious and territorial conflicts. Number 2, buildup of armies. Number 3, need for increased taxes. And number 4, revolts by peasants or nobles. This section here entitled Terms and Names. It reads, for each term or name below, briefly explain its connection to European history from 1500 to 1800. Number 1, absolute monarch. Number 2, divine right. Number 3, Louis XIV. Number 4, War of the Spanish Succession. Number 5, 30 Years' War. Number 6, 7 Years' War. Number 7, Peter the Great. Number 8, English Civil War. Number 9, Glorious Revolution. And number 10, Constitutional Monarchy. This section entitled Main Ideas reads, Spain's Empire and European Absolutism. Section 1, pages 589 through 595, reads number 11. What 3 actions demonstrated that Philip II of Spain saw himself as a defender of Catholicism? Number 12. According to French writer Jean Baudin, should a prince share power with anyone else? Explain why or why not. The next section is called The Reign of Louis XIV. Section 2, pages 596 through 602. 13. What strategies did Louis XIV use to control the French nobility? 14. In what ways did Louis XIV cause suffering to the French people? The next section, Central European monarchs clash. Section 3, pages 603 to 607. And that section reads, Central European monarchs clash. Number 15, what were 6 results of the Peace of Westphalia? And number 16, why did Maria Theresa and Frederick the Great fight 2 wars against each other? Next section, absolute rulers of Russia. Section 4, pages 608 through 613. Number 17, question, what were 3 differences between Russia and Western Europe? Number 18, what was Peter the Great's primary goal for Russia? The next section, Parliament limits the English monarchy. Section 5, pages 614 through 617. Question 19, list the causes, participants, and outcome of the English Civil War. And number 20, how did Parliament try to limit the power of the English monarchy? Next section, critical thinking. Use your notes. And for number 1, in a chart, list actions that absolute monarchs took to increase their power, then identify the monarchs who took these actions. Number 2, draw conclusions. Economics, what benefits might absolute monarchs hope to gain by increasing their country's territory? Number 3, developing historical perspective, What conditions fostered the rise of absolute monarchs in Europe? Number 4, comparing and contrasting. Compare the reign of Louis XIV with that of Peter the Great. Which absolute ruler had a more lasting impact on his country? Explain why. Number 5, hypothesizing. Would Charles I have had a different fate if he had been king of another country in Western or Central Europe? Why or why not? European monarchs claim divine right to rule absolutely. Immediate effects: regulation of religion and society. Number 2, larger courts. Number 3, huge building projects. Number 4, new government bureaucracies appointed by the government. And last one, loss of power by nobility and legislatures. Long-term effects. Number 1, revolution in France. Number 2, Western European influence on Russia. Number 3, English political reforms that influence U.S. democracy. And this is located at the end of chapter 21, page 618. Enjoy! I hope this has helped. Have a good day.